Right, so do you want to introduce yourself, mate?
Yeah, so I'm Jean Belehouan, from Manchester. Currently playing for Sheffield United at the minute, under 23s. And yeah, I'm a defender, centre half, 19 years of age. And yeah, that's me. That's me, yeah.
Awesome. And then also with us in the group, we've got Brad. Those of you who don't know who Brad is, he was in the last video. So Brad, do you want to quickly introduce yourself, mate?
Yeah, youth football. I've gone from playing Luton Town. I was at Arsenal from under 13s, under 14s, and then I signed a pro deal with Watford under 16s. No, 16 to 17, and then I moved up to Wrexham, and I was obviously playing for Wrexham for a year. So, and now I'm just doing a bit of grassroots, playing semi-pro. So
Awesome, nice one.
that's me. That's me.
Right, we won't go into too much now, so we'll just jump straight into questions for this one. So you'll have to bear with me trying to translate a few of them because they've been written by younger players. So first question is, in your position, what is it your manager tells you to do the most? So what's the advice your manager gives you in your position?
In my position, really, is just to, dictate and be like, because the formation we play, if you've seen Sheffield United play a solid three at the back, or sort of a five at the back with three centre halves, and I play right in the middle of it. So I play like obviously in the core of it, and I'd say in my position I get told the most to be a leader. Always like give it good advice to other players. Obviously, get the ball, make simple passes, read the game as well. Do you know what I mean? Because I can see a lot of what's going on in the pitch. So I get told a lot to really, screen what's going on, tell people in front of me what to do, because I can see obviously what the midfielders can do and the strikers, when to press, when to drop. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'd say, communication's key. I don't think a lot of people realize how much communicating you need to do. I think that's very important in the game, and obviously if you can get that within like a team, then it just works out better for everyone else. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'd say communication.
Awesome, nice one. Brad, anything to add on that?
I mean, it depends what kind of positions you're in. It changes for various different positions that you're playing in. If you're playing as a forward, you've got to be kind of, if you're a 6'5" forward like myself, you want to be holding the ball up. So you want to be getting and pinning the centre half and making sure that he doesn't win the headers, that you're getting your midfielders into play. Or you could be like a Luis Suarez and he's getting in behind, he's got to get in between the defenders. So it depends really on what position you're playing in. Whatever position that you're going to be playing in, there's a different role for every position that you're going to be playing in. That's going to be different to the rest on the team. So
would you say it's important equally to listen to what your team are telling you and not take it as so much criticism, but as a constructive comment?
100%. There's no I in team.
Yeah, it depends though. Obviously, it depends what kind of criticism you're going to receive. But let's say it depends how it comes across. Obviously, when I talk to people, I try and encourage more rather than, you might get frustrated and you might, say certain things. But if you encourage more, it kind of helps, the teammates around you and stuff, because sometimes, depending on it's important to know your players as well. So, how, obviously, let's say, for example, Bradley was on my team and I started shouting at him to hold the ball up, but I did it in an aggressive manner. He might take that differently, other than if I say it as in, "Oh, come on, Brad, next time, hold the ball up," and obviously I do it in like a more encouraging way, then it'll kind of benefit him. Do you get what I mean? So, kind of just, I think that's quite important, just depending on the way, it's said and stuff. But yeah, listening is important. Especially if it's good advice as well. Do you know what I mean? Then yeah, it's important, man, for sure.
I'm going to throw back to our last video we did, Brad. I'm going to ask the same question here then, of the case of, I know last time we were on about passing. Is passing important? And I know we had a few different opinions from Futsal as well, saying that they believe in youth football, it's more about taking on players as opposed to passing. What would your opinion be on that with the youth side of things?
What?
Would you say it's equally
From
important?
from my point of view,
Yeah.
passing. It is important. Like, that's football. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, it depends on the team you're playing in. And you said something about, what was it, that in the youth it's more about taking on players. I'd say not necessarily.
We've just lost your connection there, mate.
Field, of course, it's important to, to have all these like passing attributes and stuff like that. But I'd say, you hear me?
Yeah, mate, your connection's going a little bit, is John?
Hello?
Yo.
Hello?
John, can you hear me, mate?
I think the connection might have dropped there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear each other now.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear everyone.
I can hear you, Brad, yeah.
Alright, sweet.
Yeah, there you go.
Can you hear me? Alright, sweet. So what was I saying now? It's about passing, right? So yeah, I think, well, obviously, like I said, it's depending on what the team you're playing in and stuff, but passing, depending on, obviously, it's position specific. So for a midfield, obviously, it's important to have the passing attributes and stuff like that. But I think passing's very important, if not more important. Do you know what I mean? That's just football. Do you know what I mean? Like the passing, the shooting. Do you know what I mean? It's one of the main things to do in a game. So I see that. Yeah, 100%.
It's interesting you said that, because we had the debate with the head of Futsal for Wales youth teams on that video, and he was saying that it's all based around taking players on and that you don't need to teach passing as much as the skills. Whereas coming from as a youth coach, academy and grassroots myself, I said the opposite. I think it's all about getting them passing, getting them talking, getting that team spirit.
They're the fundamentals, aren't they? They're the fundamentals. Like that's when you think of football, you think of shooting, passing, and defending, don't you? Do you know what I mean? Like they're the three main things in general. So I think it's way important. I think that's. Do you know what I mean? Football doesn't happen if you don't have them things right. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's important anyway. But everyone has their opinion on it.
I agree on both aspects. I mean, it depends what kind of youth you're talking about. As in, I think if you're just first starting off, I think passing isn't as important. You want to get the player used to the ball at his feet and used to dribbling it around cones. They're the simple fundamentals of just feeling comfortable with the ball at your feet. As you get on it, getting older, then passing does become a massive factor. That becomes more of a factor over dribbling. So. Depends on what age you're talking about, but I would start with dribbling and getting the ball comfortable with your feet, getting used to the ball at your feet, then incorporating passing into your dribbling, and then it comes a bit natural then with your passing. So
yeah, I agree on that. 100%.
Right, we'll move on to the next question here. This one's off Daniel from Brickfield Futsal, and he's asked, what is the most important thing to practice? And during lockdown, what football skills should people be trying to do?
Then again, that depends on your own position. What I've been doing, obviously, because I'm a defender, I've been going with one of my other teammates, going to, obviously, we're doing stuff like header drills, with where I play as well, because obviously I said I play in the middle of three centre halves. I get the ball, try and ping it to certain nets around the pitch. Do you know what I mean? To try and hit, first time and stuff like that. Because obviously my passing is very important where I am on the pitch. It's very important I have good passing range and stuff like that. But yeah, it depends on your position. Like Brad would say different, because if he was obviously doing stuff to do with him, he'd probably say shooting, stuff like that. So yeah.
Would you agree with that, Brad? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like John said, in different positions, you're going to be testing different things. As a striker, I want to be getting the ball. I want someone to drill it into me. I want to get it out my feet, and I want to be shooting at goal, and I want to be looking at the corners. That's you look at the football teams. That's what like Harry Kane does. He has the ball drilled into him. He takes one touch away from his defender, and he has a go at goal. And that's kind of what you're going to be having to do. Like John said, as a centre half, he wants to be finding passes. He's got to be doing it not just one foot. He's got to be doing it right and left. So he's not just relying on the one foot. So he's going to be practicing on both feet. Pinging it with the left, pinging it with the right. John Terry's a great player like that. He used to play left centre back when his preferred foot was right.
Yeah.
So it's all depending on where you're playing and what position you're playing. And even if you want to try a different position, kind of look at the fundamentals of the position that you're going to start playing and practice on what you're going to need to do to play that position.
Yeah, great from both sides there. Obviously, it's the same principles with futsal. Different game to different sport. Obviously, futsal, smaller area, less players to pass to. It's more movement. Would you agree? Trying to take players on. Whereas
yeah, 100%.
You've got the options.
100%. I'm a pivot. I'm a big guy. I'm the guy that holds the ball up. I'm the one that gets the ball moving. There'll be players like Connor that play it into me, and then it's the three guys around me that call the play. And then I've got to kind of move myself away from that. So if I was to be a pivot, I'm a big guy like a striker, and I want to hold the ball up. If I was to go and play the winger, I'm looking at playing it inside, going down the line and cutting back in, and just quick movements. Like, you don't even need the ball for that. You could just do that with cones or, like Chopper said earlier, with beans, like tins of beans. It's just quick movements.
Right, we'll move on to the next question off Kai. Obviously, this will be different for both of you here now. Irvin, why did you choose football over futsal? Why did you go down the path of football? And Brad, why did you go down the path of futsal as opposed to football?
It was just a case of where I'm from as well. Salford, there's not really that kind of like leisure activity. Futsal isn't kind of really big from where I'm from, and we don't really have like the kind of places where we can play futsal. Everything is just football around here. So when I was younger, I did 3 sports, and I had to choose one of them because obviously at the time you do pay a lot of money doing all these sports, don't you? So I just picked football and just went right for me ever since. Really, it wasn't easy, but I'm still trying to get there now. Do you know what I mean? Get to the top, but yeah. It was just a case of just liking it more, to be honest. Had to be fair, just pretty much that.
Yeah, Brad.
So it was a bit different to me because obviously when I was living down London, I chose football. Football was my life. My granddad was like a big idol of mine. So I was just football. And when I moved up here and I was playing for Wrexham, I got asked to go training. To go play futsal to train, and I read up a bit about it. And obviously, the South American players, like your Ronaldinhos, your Coutinho, your Messis, they've all played futsal from a young age. So yeah. I didn't think of it of just wanting to play futsal because I didn't really know much about it. I just wanted to give it a go, and I knew if players like this were playing it, then it would obviously improve my football game. As in close control, and if you're playing in a small court with 10 of you, going onto a big pitch with 22 of you becomes a lot easier, So I kind of I started going training in futsal and I started enjoying it a bit more. And then I had a bad injury. I broke my ankle in 2 places and I kind of just forgot about football and just wanted to get fit again. And I thought, I'm going to start futsal. It's not an aggressive sport really. So it's kind of like not a non-contact, but it's a quick sport. So it's going to help me with my recovery speed and stuff like that. And obviously, I was with Wrexham, and I didn't really look back. We were challenging for the Welsh Cup. We won the Welsh Cup. Then we went away to Cyprus, and we played in UEFA Cup. We played over there. So it was kind of just like for me, I was like, there's more opportunities for me now in futsal to go play abroad. I mean, don't get me wrong, football's still an open line for me. But I'm nearly 24 and I've got to kind of choose what path now I want to go down. But futsal, you know, I'm looking in the next 2 years, I want to be playing for England. You know, I want to be representing my country. So I've just got to work towards that now. And work towards Cheshire Futsal. We're a new project. There's a lot of big things coming. That's all I need to say. So I'm just going to work towards that.
Yeah, I respect that, Brad. I respect that a lot. Smashed it, Dan.
We're going to move on to the next question. It's not so much a question, this, so we might have to skip this one. We've got people asking, have you done any of the home challenges yet? Offline, so things like kicky ups with toilet rolls. Have you tried any of them yourselves?
Yeah, I've done that. I think that's the only one I've pretty much done. That I've done that. Yeah, that went viral. That was a viral one, and I ended up getting nominated. I don't remember who nominated me now. It might have been Eddie, in fact. But yeah, yeah, I have done that. That's the only one I've done anyway. And to be fair, I've done the 5K challenge as well. So yeah.
I'm not going to talk too much about my toilet roll challenge. I nearly broke my big toe, man. Doing kick-ups.
I think we should create our own little challenge now to get this going for everyone to try. I think we should do the 10 push-up challenge. So I think we should see now, out of you two, who can do 10 push-ups the quickest.
John's beating me every day. John's beating me every day.
For giving it a go.
Let's go.
Oh, John's
It's I bet you weren't expecting this on a Sunday, were you?
2 seconds.
Right, there you go. Look at the speed, he's done that in no time.
I know, you've had me working there. That's me done for the day.
Get in!
I'm going to swiftly pass on that one, Brad, because I don't think I can actually do 10 press-ups.
Oh my.
I went to manage him for a reason. Right, nice one. If you guys want to try that at home, obviously hit us up, send us clips of you doing the 10 press-ups as quick as you can. We might even send some of the best ones to obviously show on to everyone else. We'll get everyone's opinions on it. And we'll show the fastest one in our next video.
I just want to say, don't judge my form. I may work in a gym. I have not done press-ups in a long time. Jesus.
So Brad, only counted 9 there, mate.
9? I counted 12. I done 2 for extra measures.
Right. Next question is coming from a lad called George. He wants to know, if you were to make a dream 5-a-side, including yourself, who would the other 4 players be in it? So what position would you put yourself, and where would you put other players on your team?
So let me just try and think of what I'd do. So I'd have a keeper. 2 defenders and 2 attackers. Or maybe 1 midfielder, 1 attacker. That's an interesting one. Actually, I'd have 1 defender. Let's just go for that. Right. Dream team, yeah? Like dream 5-a-side, yeah?
Yeah. In
net, I'd have... Right, it's 5-a-side, so I have to really think about this. I'd have Manuel Neuer in net for a 5-a-side. I think he's really good with his feet, so he'd definitely be in my net. Anyway, I put myself in defence on my own. I'd say, what, did they have to be present players, yeah? Present players.
It doesn't say, we can go either, I reckon.
Okay, if that's the case, I'd have Ronaldinho in front of me.
Damn it.
And then I'd have, how many is that now? Well, I've got 2 more left.
2 strikers you've got.
I'm putting Didier Drogba there. And
Didier.
also R9. Yep, Ronaldo Lima. All day. That's mine.
Who did you go with in goal, John?
Went Manuel Neuer, ball playing goalkeeper.
Right. How are we playing it? 2 at the back.
Well, I put myself at the back with obviously with Ronaldinho sitting in behind the 2 attackers up top. It depends how you want to play it though. So I just thought, yeah, let me just put one at the back and just go all out.
Okay, what I'll do then, so me centre back, I'll just play that because I don't want to put myself in front of goal. You're mad. I'll go Dida in goal, the Brazilian legend.
AC Milan, yeah.
Dida in goal, me at the back. I'll go shall I do current if you've done?
It's up to you.
I'll do current. So I'll then go Neymar in the hole.
Yeah, very good choice.
2 strikers. There's only two of the best in the world, and that's Ronaldo and Messi up top. That's what you gotta go with.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
So if we go with goal, then forget Dida. I'll go De Gea.
Okay. Yeah.
Ball player.
Yeah, he's very good with his feet as well. But yeah, there's
What
ours.
I'll do then is I'll do my own now, but I'll stick to the Premier League to change it up again. So
We could
in
do
goal,
that. Yeah.
I would probably go Pope. Bit out there, that.
Okay.
But lately he's been on form. You got to give it to him.
He's been very good this season. Like this has been probably his best season, to be fair.
Shall I tell you who else has been good this season? Henderson for Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Top draw.
Tell you what, there's been a few new keepers this year from the Prem that have stood out.
Yeah.
100%.
For me, he'd be my England number 1, Dean Henderson. So I'm not just saying that because I play for him, but I'm telling you,
100%. 100%. He's done very good for Sheffield United this year. They've come up and he's bossed it.
Yeah.
I think going into centre back, I know he doesn't play there, and this might be a crazy shout, but I would go with Toure purely because of the power he's got in him. I think five-a-side, I think that's his little slot.
Okay, I can see where you're coming from.
Who you got with?
Adam Toure.
Adama?
Yeah.
Toure.
I think he'd be solid at the back. I would probably put Kante midfield. Bit biased there though, because I'm a Chelsea fan. But
running man.
And then up top, I would probably have Jamie Vardy.
Oh, I love him. What a striker. Oh, what a striker.
I would have him in Grealish, I reckon.
That's interesting, that.
It's
interesting.
Very,
like
very
Grealish.
interesting.
Yeah,
I've not gone for the well-known players. I've gone for like the standout players that like are on the side. I think they're my future stars.
Yeah.
That's my Premier League team.
Smashed it with Vardy though.
I thought you were going to at least put Harry Wilson in there as you're a Welsh lad and he's local.
See, I would have as well because I actually, believe it or not, went to school with him.
Yeah, and Nico Williams.
I probably should have put him in because he lived on the road, didn't he? I'm convinced of him. We won't mention that one though. I'll make sure to not tag him in this video. So if you had to pick then, we'll throw another curveball at you now then. Best Premier League player at the moment?
At the moment?
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne.
At this minute, right now, I'd say Sadio Mane.
Both interesting choices there.
Fair.
I think I would go with Maddison.
He's up there.
For me,
it was between Vardy for his goals or Sadio Mane for his performances. But I'd have to go Mane. Yeah.
I think
See,
Vardy has had a
isn't it
strong
mad?
season.
Isn't it mad when people say who's been the standout player this season so far? People just automatically think strikers or goal scorers. Nothing about the centre backs that have held the goals out, the keepers that have had the most saves.
That's what I mean.
Look at Newcastle. Martin Dubravka's had the most saves in the Premier League.
Yeah, but he's had a ridiculous season.
It's funny you said that, because if I had to pick a second, it would have been right back for Liverpool, Trent.
Yeah,
I think he's a solid player.
Very, very good.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you're right with that. Definitely, Brad. 100%.
People automatically go straight away for strikers because goal scorers always get noticed, but no one notices the centre halves, no one notices the keepers, no one notices the centre midfielders that are giving them the plays to be able to score goals. City wouldn't be half the team without De Bruyne. De Bruyne runs that team. When he's injured and he's not playing, City struggle because he's like the man that holding the puppet up. He's the one who pulls the strings.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. But we'll say
that.
No,
I agree with both of you. I agree with both of you. Mane's had an unbelievable season.
He's come out of nowhere.
Yeah, very good.
If you had to go for underrated, then who would you go for?
Heung-min Son all day of the
player.
week. Heung-min Son all day of the week.
You literally took the words out of my mouth.
Son. He's so underrated and he's very, very good. Like that, without him being in that Tottenham side, yeah, him and Kane, for me, Tottenham, no.
Well, when they were both injured at one point,
Tottenham
went through a rough patch.
Yeah, exactly. And then they had to rely on Son to play up front as well. They had to rely on Son to play up top as well. So
Son can play left, right, cam, striker. His left foot is just as good as his right. He could take it on either foot.
So for me, underrated, it's definitely Son.
I was going to say Son as well, to be honest.
See, I wasn't even looking that way. I do think he's a good player, but I would have gone with Tammy Abraham.
Oh, interesting.
I think to come from where he's come from to where he is now in the space of, what, 1 season, 2 seasons? I think look at the start of the season, he went 11 games, scoring at least 1 goal a game. First 11 games.
Yeah, you did.
To be a new striker jumping into a league of that calibre.
A big club like Chelsea as well.
Impressive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think the same with Mason Mount and stuff, you know. They've all taken a big step up from Derby to Moray, you know, going straight into the Chelsea first team and having to just, you know, hold their own in the Premier League. And it's not just that; it's a big club that they're playing for. You know, it's not no offence to Derby, but it's not Derby in the Championship. You're playing for Chelsea, one of the biggest teams in the world in the Premier League. You know, it's a big thing. So for all three of them, I think they've done massively well.
I agree there, yeah. So next question, we're going for Josh's question, and he's wanting to know, how did you become a professional footballer? What sort of steps did you have to take?
Okay. So I mentioned this on my podcast as well, but it's all about obviously sacrifice as well. When I was younger, to be fair, I played football because I enjoyed it because all my friends played it, but I never thought I'd actually be where I am now. Do you know what I mean? When I was younger, I got scouted off clubs and I didn't really know how the scouting system works. I just played because I enjoyed it. I never thought, you could get into a team like this through this and this. So then obviously when it became more of a, you know, because obviously before Sheffield United, I was at Man United. When I was at Man United, then that's when I kind of like, you know, had the knowledge of, you know, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life now. Do you get what I mean? So from then on, obviously at 16, I signed my pro at 16 for Sheffield United. So, yeah, so I think during that time I was at Man United from under 9s to 16. That's when I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life and I'll play football. So, yeah. That's from then on.
What's the best moment you've ever had playing with Sheffield United?
Best moment. There's quite a couple. Best moment, right? I'd say I'll put. All right. There's a couple, but I'll have to put this one there as well. So yeah, basically scoring in a Sheffield derby. We ended up drawing that game. They ended up scoring literally at the death, literally last second of the game. But I remember I scored. It was, I don't know, I think it was in the 70-something minute. The ball gets crossed in, and it was a bit of a goal line scramble kind of thing. They were trying to kick it out the box, and I was just there, lurking. It kind of just fell to me on my left foot. I just slotted it in, and it was just the scenes, the moment with everyone watching the crowd. It was just brilliant. Like, I just ran off into the corner. Literally, the bench comes running down the line and everything. It was nuts. It was nuts. But yeah, I'd say that's up there. That's up there, definitely. That and beating Leeds United. So yeah, I'd say that definitely.
I seen that on your Insta yesterday. Was it?
Yeah.
I seen it yesterday.
You want to shout out your Instagram so everyone can go over and have a look?
Oh, it'll be Jean.Leroy, Jean.Leroy, Leroy.
We'll send him over to have a look at that one.
Yeah.
We'll throw it over to Brad. Brad, what's the best moment you've ever had?
Best moment? I'm the same. I'm a bit older than John. My moments have been a bit different. England schoolboys. That was up there. Watford, Luton. I'll go with the England schoolboys. So I was playing along, Dele Alli, as everyone knows him now, big man. I was at school with him. So England schoolboys we were playing, and we were playing Holland, and basically near enough the full Holland team were all played for Ajax. They near enough all played for Ajax or PSV. So they were all high caliber players. And I can remember we come out the blocks and we were like 3-0 down in 20 minutes. We were having an absolute stinker. And it was kind of the same with John. It was at the depth. We pulled it back to 3-3. And I've come through with an assist. An assist, I celebrate assists like they're goals for me. As long as my team win, that's all that bothers me. And the cross has come in, and I've kind of run front post, and I've flicked it back post. And a good mate of mine, centre half, comes through the back, and he headed it in. We beat him 4-3, and that was in the quarterfinals of schoolboys. So we went on to them.
I bet that was scenes.
Mate, it was scenes.
Yeah.
And we actually played that at St George's Park as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But I bet that was absolutely scenes. When you talk about stuff like that, I can just imagine it in my head, and I can just imagine everyone's reaction. I love it. I love the game. I love football.
We kind of went in at half-time, and the gaffer said, well, this is not the game that we were looking at. 3-0 down. Yeah. We just were all sloppy. I think we took them for advantage. We seen them warming up, and a lot of our players were all...
You kind of get intimidated, don't you, when you see the big players you see?
Yeah, so we just kind of took it for granted, and they come out the blocks racing quick. I'll never forget the kickoff. They literally kicked off. They played it back to their centre half, and their centre half just smashed it straight onto our back four. And coming then, their whole team just pressed on us, and we couldn't get the ball away. So I know now what we should have done was just settle down. But when you're at a young age, you kind of just want to. You're a bit nervous. It's a big atmosphere, big crowd and stuff. So that was a big thing for me.
So I think my best moment today, and it's probably not as big as yours. I could go with like the trip that I went on to Belfast with Wales playing, but I'm going to go down a different road here, and I'm going to say when I was a lot younger, I played my first game of Panna with Connor. Connor Rogers, obviously Wales Futsal. And I must have played him 100 times, and I just couldn't beat him. And I set that out to be my mission. And for months and months, I just practiced with anyone and everyone I could find. And there's actually a video on this channel that this is going up on, where I actually beat him in a panna game. And I actually mexed him. And you can see the shock on his face. And you can see like the absolute buzzing on my face to know that someone from the Welsh futsal team I've managed to mex. And that to me, as a kid, was like such a big deal. Obviously, I don't play as high as you two do, but having the experience to be able to do that and to have the ability to do that, that was the main step of me realizing that I am improving.
Yeah, it just shows that anything's possible as well. Like if you stick to it and that, then you can achieve things like that. Do you know what I mean? If you have aspirations and, you know, just to not give up and just see there now you've came out and you did do that as a young kid, then it's good for the young kids to see that. Do you know what I mean? And just, you know, that's what I mean, man. I'm like, stuff like that. I love me. Just you know what I mean?
You've got a great mindset, mate. I could even say when I played against you, when you were playing soccer sixes, you know, you would look at who's the best player on the team, you know, and you would like single-handedly just want to go for them. And, you know, for that as a player to just want to go for the best on the other team, you know, and even like a small game like that, it meant so much to you, you know, and I'll take me out of there, and you've done really well to do what you're doing. And, you know, you what I've heard, you're a great coach and you're doing well for the kids, bro.
Appreciate that, Brad. We are going to have to speed up a little bit. We've got a minute left on the call before we get cut off. I do just want to throw it out there as well. Apologies for Connor there, ripping into you. I probably embarrassed him a bit there, like. We'll jump into a final question. What should you do if you have a bad moment in a game? So I'll set the example here of when we were playing in Belfast. I know we got to the final and we actually lost that final due to an own goal, which was played back to the keeper, and he obviously didn't control it how he wanted to, and it went into our own net, which is obviously mentally that's quite affecting on a keeper. So what's your opinion on that?
Just obviously it will kill you inside. I've done mistakes even this season, and it can kill you inside. But you've just, and I know it's not easy because it's easy for me to say you just gotta get on with it, but you kind of just do because you've always got opportunities to make things right in a way. Do you know what I mean? And you know, I just think of the positives. I know it's hard at the time when you do something, because I know that for myself. You can feel beat up, but you know, at the end of the day, yeah, it's a mistake for a reason. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. They don't come often, so they're a mistake for you. And like everyone says, and you've heard this before, everyone learns from their mistakes. So you know.
Yeah, so back to it. We got cut off there, but we'll jump back into the questions. We've only got 3 more, so I won't keep you too much longer. This question here is off Jake, I think it says. He's asked, when you play FIFA, do you tend to play as yourself?
I'm not on it now, which I'm kind of disappointed because I was on it at the start of the game. Don't know why, but yeah, I did a career for myself, but it's really hard for me to bump up overalls after I hit around 76. I can't even bump it any more other than that. Yeah, literally, I do. And when I did a career mode at the start of the game, I signed myself after a season, and yeah, just tried to bump him up as much as I could. It's still on my career mode now, to be fair. If I was in the front room, I'd be able to show you, but obviously my mum's on the phone right now, so I'm in my room now. So yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of videos out there of people like, I know quite a few Liverpool and City players have done it, where they've reacted to their FIFA stats. What did you think of your rating on FIFA?
Well, to be honest, it is what it is. I've just got into the game. It is really, really low. I'll take it for now. Being on the game anyway is like, wow, okay. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't really bother me as much, to be fair. I know that the stats ain't the best. My pace was the highest out of my stats, which I can see why, because that's one of my main aspects to my game. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it is what it is.
I think most people are just happy to be on it, aren't they, at that point?
Yeah, literally.
When, as a player, did you find school important in becoming a pro?
Well, to be fair, you can see with football. To be fair to you, if you have the talent to be a footballer, you will be a footballer. Do you get what I mean? You don't really need the school or education in such a way. I know it is very important, very important to have that kind of knowledge, growing up and stuff. But, there's people who have come out of nothing and they're like the world superstars. Do you know what I mean? We're talking about, like the people who have come from like the favelas and stuff like that, and they've just come out and just been like the world superstars. But they haven't had the education what we have. Do you know what I mean? We're grateful, but I took school seriously. You know what I mean? I passed all my GCSEs and stuff, so I didn't take it for granted at all. But obviously with football, it's just if you have the talent and you have the skill to be a footballer, then you will become a footballer. You don't necessarily need the education for that to happen. Do you get what I mean? So, yeah.
You'd say it's more sort of the mindset that you go into it with as opposed to the actual education side.
Yeah. Definitely. For sure, man, because like I said, I know some people who they're rubbish in school and stuff, but now they're up there and just, doing crazy things with football, do you know what I mean? Because they know how to play with their feet, do you know what I mean? So, people say education is important, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to linking to football, I don't think it's really the case, to be fair. That's my opinion anyway, but somebody may say different.
Brad, do you want to weigh in on that one?
Well, it's a bit different for me because I'll be the same as Jean. I done rubbish in school because, when I was growing up, I was playing at all these big teams and school wasn't really a major factor for me. The only reason I went to school was because of PE, and to see some of my mates. Like, I didn't think of the future aspect of what could become, because the only thing that I had in my head was I wanted to be a pro football player, So that was the only thing that was registering in my head. But now, obviously, I've had a few setbacks, and thinking back now, I wish I did focus more on in school, and I did get a few more grades that I should have got. But that, like I would say, it's life lessons, and you learn from them things, and you can still do them now, But if you think like you're going to be a pro, that's it. Just go with that. Fully focus on football, If you want to become a pro and you think you've got the right, attributes to become a pro, then focus on it. Don't, veer off and do other little things. Just 100% concentrate on being a pro.
I don't know whether we've just lost connection there or...
Can you just hear me?
Yeah, now we can, bro.
Hello?
Go.
Right.
I'm here.
I've got 2 more questions written down, so we'll go through them. Any advice to help a young player become a professional player in the future? Is there anything they should specifically be looking at doing?
Main thing, before anyone says anything, attitude.
Yeah, 100%. That is it. That's it. Attitude and just believing in yourself. But you need the right attitude, 100%, because I tell you now, the coaches see that, especially when you get into academy football as a young kid. It's attitude, man. The attitude to wanting to work, wanting to get better. Do you know what I mean? And especially, it comes with off the pitch as well. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, what Brad said is spot on. Spot on.
You've got to kind of look at the pro game as well. Cristiano Ronaldo used to finish his all-day session at United, and he used to take 100 balls and get the reserve keeper and stick him and go and practice his free kicks. Now, Ronaldo's well known for now his free kicks, And even when he was becoming the top of his game, He didn't just stop there and have the attitude of I'm the best player in the world. He wanted to become better than what he was, you know, and that's the attitude you've got to have. You've got to always improve and know that you can always be better than what you are. And that's just the way it is.
So it's like competing against yourself as opposed to competing against
You should never compete with anyone else other than yourself. You can always better yourself. That's not in football. That's in life in general. You know, you can always better yourself. You know, you say someone's done a 5K in 20 minutes. Okay, and you've seen your best mate do it in 19. You don't compete with your best mate who's done 19. You want to beat you who's done 20. Just improving yourself. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's it for sensible questions. I think a few of them I'm not going to read out. Just because of the context of the questions. I'll tell you what, we'll read one out. Let's have a look. Hold on. I'll word it slightly differently though. So we'll go with obviously now you're playing for the team you're playing for, Brad, same with you. Before you played for that team, as a kid, you've supported a team yourselves, which I will assume obviously it wasn't the teams you play for now, because very few people get to the teams they want to play for. But obviously, do you still have another team you support, or do you now support the team that you're playing for?
Both.
Who was the original team?
Manchester United. And now I'm a Blade. Do you know what I mean? I'm a Sheffield United supporter as well. If not, maybe more. But others would argue I'm more of a United fan. I support both. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'd just say both. To be fair, it's safer.
It's not just safer. I think I've got to agree with you there. It's not just safer. It shows you that you got a lot of heart. If you pay a lot of attention to the club that you're playing for, you know, and you read up about the history and stuff like that, you become not just a fan. That's your family. You know, it's not just 11 people, 11 of your mates. They're your family. If one of them go into a tackle, you're going into a tackle. You know, it's like a war. Do you know what I mean? So you should always support the team that you're playing for. Otherwise, why have you picked them? You've picked 100%. Them because they've done something for you. Now you've got to give something back.
100%.
I like that. Yeah, I don't think we're going to go any further with the questions because they're getting a bit not so much inappropriate, but yeah, I don't feel comfortable asking some of them. I just want to quickly say thank you for your time. I know you've probably got better things to be doing, training and that. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you want to shout anything out? Go follow you on anything?
Nothing much. My name is on the thing, innit? I hope that's obviously on the video, but my name's there anyway. So if anyone wants to look,
the video, yeah.
if anyone wants to look me up, then they can do, man. Do you know what I mean? You'll find my socials through anywhere anyway. So yeah, just they've literally typed that name in. That's it. But other than that, but thanks for obviously, you know, with the questions and stuff. Yeah. Just it was good. It was good because obviously now I don't really do anything much myself. So, you know, when Brad asked me to come on and do this, I was like, yeah, why not? Do you know what I mean? Other than obviously keep fit and, you know, train and stuff like that, you kind of sat home and you're not really doing anything. So to do stuff like this, yeah, it's, you know, it's something different. And not a lot of us young players are experienced to do things like this. So I think it helps, do you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm grateful for you, you know, to even have me on here. So yeah, thanks for that. I appreciate it.
We obviously appreciate your time as well. It's nice for the younger players to get to see that it is possible to make it as a player.
Yeah, 100% it is. 100% that's yeah, for sure, man. I say that in my podcast as well. Like when I was young, I never thought I'd be like what I am now, and now, you know, I am where I am now, but I'm still going. Do you know what I mean? I'm still. It's never ending. It's like I always say, like when you're at my level, you're always on trial because you're always getting, you know, judged every day, on and off the pitch. You're always on trial. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, my journey doesn't stop now. Do you know what I mean? So, gotta keep going. But hopefully, I'll get there. And it's looking positive, but you know, I've got to keep going. So.
We wish you all the best with your team. Hopefully, we'll see you on the pitch for the first team soon.
Hope so myself as well.
If anyone wants to go and follow Sheffield United, go and check them out. Go and watch some of the younger games. I know it's nice to watch the first team, but obviously, I'm sure people come and watch under 23s as well. Yeah. And obviously, it shows you that progression in talent. Obviously, at some point, all the first teams have played at that level.
Yeah.
So you're looking at the next big stars. So, yeah, I thank you for your time again. Brad, thanks for setting this up, mate.
No worries, mate. Well. It's a pleasure. You know, Jean, thank you for coming on, bro. Nice one, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, anytime, mate. You know I've got you anyway, mate. So, yeah. It's all good, man. It's all good.
Right, and best of luck for the future.
Peace out,
nice
guys.
See you later.